think location can stop you from planning your wedding? Or do you think being a student should stop you from also planning your wedding? Have you ever wondered why some newly married couples swim into debt after their wedding? These and many more are some of the things we'll be talking about today in our video. My name is Sandra Ezeji Anyaele. I am your marriage foundation coach. I want to thank all those that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. I want to also tell those that are yet to subscribe to this channel to please do so, because this is a life-changing channel. As always, I'm going to talk about an interesting topic. Today, we want to talk about how to plan your wedding as a student. Does that sound interesting to you? Of course it should, because even if you are married, you may have someone that is not married or someone that is about to get married and is a student. I decided to talk about some of these things because these are like chronicles of what I went through as a student. Yes, I said it in my last video that I was married as a student. Now, let us talk about some of the things you have to do when you are planning your wedding as a student. The first and foremost thing you think about or you look at is your budget. Your budget is very important because as a student, you might not be earning money. I know that some students now, they do businesses and all that, but the majority, I want to speak, on behalf of the majority are not working. They concentrate on their studies. Now, it means that it is only your husband or your husband-to-be that will foot the bill of your wedding. Ask him, how much is your budget? How much are we looking at? Because now that you are about to get married, budget is very crucial. Budget is very crucial in the sense that if you don't talk about the budget and you go ahead spending money, at the end of the day, you look back and you see that you have spent a whole lot of money. I tell anybody that cares to listen that wedding is about planning. Wedding is not the amount of money you plunge into it. Wedding is about planning, because you can spend a whole lot of money, I'm talking about millions, and yet the wedding is nothing. People will come there and like, what's this? What is this? So wedding is more of planning. Both of you should talk about the budget. That is the number one thing you should talk about. Budget. How much are we looking at? How much do we have at hand? How much can we spend and it will not affect us after the wedding? Do not base your budget on the promises people have made to you. For instance, some people have in-laws, some people have friends that will tell them, I'll give you so and so during your wedding. And the person tells you that I'll give you 500,000. Let me just use it as an example. And you are now adding the 500,000 to the money that you want to spend for your wedding. You are making a very big mistake, my darling. What is your budget? You have to work on your budget. As a student, it might not be convenient for you to hire a professional planner. And that is why I am breaking it down for you. Yes, I am breaking it down for you so that you can do it. I will tell you what to do and how to go about it. Just pay attention. Now, if you have talked about your budget, the next thing you talk about is number of guests. How many guests are you expecting? How many guests do you want to attend to your wedding? If you are planning for 200 people, you should have an extra of 20 to 30. So now ask yourself, as a student, I'm not earning an income. Everything is on my husband. Can we cater for 200 people? Ask yourself that question. You have to be honest. You have to be open to yourself. Don't say, because I'm getting married, it's my wedding. All my classmates will attend. All my faculty members will attend. All my lecturers will attend. No. You don't do that, because after the wedding comes the marriage. After the wedding comes the continuation of your studies. After the wedding, remember, when you are married, your parents are not there again to take care of you. To take care of your bills in school. So everything now is on your husband. So you have to be very careful when you are making this type of decision. You people should sit down and talk about it. Don't do because my friend Jennifer did 2,000 guests. Let me do 5,000 guests. There is no competition in marriage. You have to do what suits you. Now, if you have finished talking about your guests and you know that conveniently you can take care of 200 people, then do 200 people. Having talked about that, you will now ask yourself, what season should we get married? Talking about the season now, is it dry season or is it rainy season? Because if it is rainy season, you now know that outdoor event is a no-no. It's risky to do outdoor event during rainy season. Now, you now opt for a hall. Now that you have opted for a hall, do you want to do this your wedding during the peak period? Peak period is, celebration period. Do you want to do it at that time, like Easter, New Year, Christmas? You have to consider that too. Now that you have decided to do your wedding during rainy season, and I say that outdoor event is a no-no, now you are going to hire a hall. You are going to rent a hall. Let me reveal a secret to you. If you want to use a hall, the best advice I can give you is to do your wedding on a weekday. Did you get that? Do your wedding on a weekday. Don't do it on a Saturday. Weekends are rush hours for event halls. Yes, they are rush hours. Now in the comment section, if you know of anybody that has done his or her wedding on a weekday, let's have your thoughts in the comment section. Let's know how it was, because I know that you can have your wedding on a weekday. Yes, it's a smart way of saving money. And like I said, as a student, you are going to try as much as possible to save costs. Another thing you have to look at is your bridal train. My sweetheart, don't go and invite all the people you know from primary school, from nursery school. You say they are your friends. No, you don't do that. You have to include those that can afford the ashebi, because I know that you want to do ashebi. You can, it's optionally necessary. Yes, you can do it, but if you must do it, please choose those that can afford their own clothes, so that you don't have the headache of paying for anybody. You can just choose few of your friends. It is not compulsory, like I said, but you can still have some, some few friends on your train, but let it be those that can afford the clothes. Another thing you look at is the vendors. Because you are not hiring a professional planner, you cannot use referrals to get your vendors. Vendors are people like the decorators, the cake designers, the caterers, and all that. Those are the vendors. Make use of referrals. Don't just jump at anybody you see, or go on Instagram and just use anybody. Make use of referrals. Now, when you have gotten your vendors, remember, you are in school. What you will now do when you have gotten your vendors is to discuss with your husband. You people will have a meeting. You ask them questions that are important to you. Your husband will also ask questions. Yes, you people have Zoom because you are a student. Now, the vendors, when you do the Zoom meeting, you ask them. The decorator, you can even ask the decorator to do a mock setup. Yes, it's on Zoom. You will see it. If there are corrections you need to make, you make it on Zoom. It's possible. Now, the big question is it not possible for me to be, going back and forth to meet with my vendors? My answer is yes and no. Yes and no is that maybe where you're schooling is far from where your husband is, and your husband cannot come. The cost of flying to where you are might be too much on your pockets. You might not also do the same because of where you are. Now, you can also decide to get, your vendor from where you are schooling. Ask yourself, where I'm schooling, is that where I'm going to have the wedding? So these are the things you weigh. Before I came up with this video, I have considered a lot of things. Some of the things I considered are that your wedding will be done where your husband is located. Yes, that's the location we are looking at. Yes, because your husband, where he is staying, might likely be the place you'll be doing the wedding. So that's why I am saying it the way I'm saying it. Now, you might also decide to travel. During the course of the planning, you can decide to travel either once or twice. You can do that if your pocket can accommodate it. Yes, nobody is ruling it out. But I'm giving you these tips because I know that as a student, that money you will use in flying, you can use it to, offset some things. I hope I'm clear on that. Now, another thing you will do is to get a coordinator. Yes. You can also use referral to get a coordinator. As a student, you don't have to, bug yourself with so many things when there are ways of doing it in a more simplified ways. The coordinator will now help out on the day of the wedding. Some of the things the coordinator will do is to make sure that all the vendors that you hired are up and about. The coordinator will make sure that things will go on well. The coordinator will also make sure that you do not be stressed unnecessarily on that day. So we call them the D-Day coordinators. The day of your wedding is the day the person will work as your coordinator. The person will make sure that everything is properly arranged. The coordinator will make sure that, she will be the one calling the vendors, or he will be the one calling the vendors to make sure that they are on time, they deliver well, and all that. You can see that you have you have really cut down on some things. Now, talking about newly married couples incurring debts, newly married couple swimming in debts, it is not drama. They are not acting film. My darling, people go into debt when they get married, and before you know it, it will start causing problems in their marriages. Another area that we have to look into is honeymoon. Sweetheart, who does not like better things? Don't say because you are a student, you will not do your honeymoon. You can do your honeymoon anywhere you are. Let me give you another tip. Because you are in a different location, outside from where your husband is, my sweetheart, do you know you can make where you are schooling, the state you are schooling, do you know you can use that place as your honeymoon? I want to use Nigeria as an example. I want to use University of Calabar as an example too. If you are schooling in University of Calabar and your husband is in Lagos, my sweetheart, do you know you can have your honeymoon in Calabar? Yes, you can do that. We have Obudu Cattle Ranch. You can go to Obudu if you decide to, if your money can accommodate that. You must not travel outside the country. If you ignore some of the things I am saying, it's going to affect your marriage. Because by the time you start offsetting these bills, you will see that you're already having issues in your marriage. And I don't want you to have issues in your marriage. This is part of the foundation we are talking about. I am about the foundation. A lot of things can cause problems in marriages, and this is one of it. Some people, the wedding problem they have will not enter into their marriage. And before long, they will start having issues. They will start having arguments. Some people, it takes them months to offset the debt they incur during their wedding. And that is why I am telling you what I'm telling you. Do not say because you are a student, you now hire somebody that will be doing everything behind your back and giving you result. I'm giving you feedback. At the end of the day, this person might not spend money the way you want the money to be spent. And also, because it is your husband that is bringing out the money, it might not be easy for you to get what you want, except you do it by yourself or a trusted friend. But I encourage you to do it by yourself, because you follow the steps I have told you. You can see that it's not all that difficult. When you are guided, it's easier for you to get something right than when you are doing it all by yourself. We were given an example of Obudukatu Ranch. You might be wondering, Obudukatu Ranch might be too expensive. Why don't you find out? It can never be as expensive as traveling outside the country. Or better still, if where you are staying is conducive, my sweetheart, do you know you can even do your honeymoon right there in your apartment? Do you know that? What is honeymoon after all? Honeymoon is home away from home. A situation where just both of you will be there all by yourself. Yes, you can arrange it. Now in the comment section, if there are other tips you think I have not mentioned, but you know that they are important, please let's have it. I always do this because I want to help people. It is my aim. It is my mission. It is my goal. And because I was a married student, these are the things that I know. These are the things that I went through. So I am not telling you something that I read from papers. I am not telling you something that somebody else told me. I am telling you something that I know. These are some of the things that cause problems in marriages. And that is why I am addressing it. Now, if you have done that, you now have to enjoy your marriage. Because you don't have debts that you are going to pay. As soon as you get married, you start paying debts. As soon as you get married, people will start calling your husband. As soon as you get married, you cannot go back to school because your husband wants to offset the debts he incurred during the wedding. Is that what you want for yourself? No is the answer. Now that I have mentioned this, please, I would like you to go through this video. Go through this video one more time to understand. I want you to imbibe the things that I have said. Give this video a thumbs up if this video has made sense to you. Share it so that as many people as possible will see this video and, enjoy it the way you have just enjoyed it. One of my missions for starting this YouTube channel is to help marriages. It gives me great joy to do that, and I am willing to do all it takes within my power to do it. Turn on your notification button so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be the first to know. I love you so very much, and I will see you in my next video.